So first question was, how did you come up with the idea for the band name? Did you plan it, or it just came out like that? Which you and I can...
The band name wasn't going to be the band name, but we had shows, so we had to have a name until we figured out a better name, and then show after show after show, it just kind of stuck it in.
Moment.
That's kind of how it really happened, because we're all like, no, not Zombilly, but until we find something better, and it just never happened. We got lazy.
So that was question number one. Question number two was, why do you want to play this genre? And my answer will remain the same. I always love rockabilly, psychobilly music, but I can't play rockabilly, so this was the next best thing. I really can't. I can't do it.
I wanted to do it just because it was a completely different genre.
At the time, yes, it was. This all started in 1999. No, I think it was 7.
I wrote Graveyard in 97, but 99, right after my son was born, in that extra bedroom, we sat and we started writing Graveyard. Graveyard originally was a surf tune. Like, it's just it was that, and then we had this other song, and then that song never panned out, and then we took Graveyard, and from Graveyard to another song. Actually, it was a bunch of covers that I remember.
Yeah.
Like half of our show was covers, and it was like 3 originals, and then it just grew at that point. But I don't know. My reason is I wanted to be in a different genre than just it was always either skate rock or punk constantly. So I wanted something different. Yeah. So that was and then Tucker's got his.
So I was a Zombilly fan first. I caught them at Fitzgerald's, followed to San Antonio. There's a big scene there, psychobilly scene, Hairball 8 Records, Sam's Burger Joint. I got exposed to all these bands, Hairball 8 Records, Ryan Davis, buying 80s psychobilly records, current U.S. psychobilly records, really got into it. It just made sense to me because I grew up a punk rocker, but my family has country and western swing roots. And so it was kind of like honoring the old and kind of turning it on its head and being myself. And so when Chris asked me to come back and play years later, I got really involved in the psychobilly scene, playing with some bands. It was just really cool to come back because we became friends and play with a friend, but starting off as a fan.
And I guess I got into it because Chris exposed me to rockabilly, psychobilly, surf, and punk when I was a very young age. As the youngest member of the group, I grew up on the Zombilly music. I grew up around the scene, grew up loving this genre. And so that's my answer.
All right. Well, question number 3. Did you all know each other before the band was formed? Well, that's pretty easy. Yeah, Chris and I have known each other since
1992.
Yeah. We've been in bands together, be it punk rock, skate rock, sitting at his house playing guitar, having a good time, like family. And then, his little nephew got growed, and the second Zombilly 2.0 we started with Cody as well,
Killian Spree.
Freaking whatever. But anyway, so when we restarted,
CJ
remains. We started again with Cody and Tucker as our drummer. Cody is a guitarist, lead, not lead, lead, and then Chris on bass, and then me on rhythm. Zombilly 1.0 we all grew up together. We went to high school together, played in numerous different bands together, so on and so forth, and what have you.
Tucker.
Oh, same answers before. I was a fan, and then became friends with them, supported them, and then got to come back and play with them later on.
Killian was born to this.
Yeah, or Cody or Killian. I was I mean, Chris is my uncle, and Sean is also an uncle, the creepy uncle. And Tucker has just been a friend for years. So, yeah. Next question.
The next question is, where is the band based out of, and what is your music scene like there? Are there any local bands you could recommend? Well, we're technically based out of Cut and Shoot because that's where it kind of all Conroe, Cut and Shoot, North Houston, South Texas, if you will. We used to practice in my double wide trailer in Cut and Shoot, Texas, and that's where it stuck. And that was the most questions we've ever had as a band. Does Cut and Shoot really exist? Yes, it's a true redneck ass city, and we loved every minute of it while we were there. And the music scene in Houston, sorry to say, has faded the fuck away.
It's good.
I mean, it's no longer, unless you're metal or
There's a good hardcore scene again.
hardcore. Yeah,
there's a
hardcore,
serious
yeah.
hardcore scene.
It's a halfway decent ska scene.
Yeah, there's a serious ska scene.
It's a
There's
good punk scene.
Serious metal scene.
Serious metal scene.
Hardcore metal scene.
But psychobilly, rockabilly, it really died out. It was
faded
kind of
away.
strong in 2000s, early 2000s. You had Big E and Billy Joe putting on shows. Billy Joe at Jet Lounge, Big E at Continental Club. Brought through a lot of good bands. Ghost Stories were kicking it at that time. And then it just kind of faded away.
Even Hellbound Hers, even though we've had our issues with personal issues with booking and the venues that we would play with each other. Luxurious Panthers, I mean, they've been around for a damn long time. Flamin' Hellcats is another band I would recommend from this area. Oh God, what was it? He was murdered in Austin. What was that damn band? Oh my God, Billy Joe's ex-husband. I mean, Chad Thomas and the Crazy Kings. That was a phenomenal fucking traditional rockabilly band. But as far as psychobilly, I mean, yeah, Reverend's from this area. Flamin' Hellcats, they're just good old-fashioned rock and roll. And can y'all think of anybody else from this area that's
Not in this area.
I mean, you got Austin, you got Flame Church Subs. It's it's a good band.
We had the Nelsons for a
The
minute.
Nelsons.
Yeah.
After Ghost Stories turned to Clacks, moved to Austin. Majority of the psychobilly scene was San Antonio and Austin. And then Austin, you had Spike from Barnyard Ballers come down, start Pickled Punks with members of Concombre Zombie.
Yeah.
And then they did Demented Argo tribute band, Pickled Argo. And now they got a Teddy Boy rock and roll band, Spike Steven from Clacks, Ghost Stories, called Flying Crazy. And then we got old friends, Blood Moon Howlers, Matt Lane and his wife have a new band coming up out of San Antonio, heading to Torrey, California, Hen House Stranglers. They'll be coming to Houston soon.
Hell, aren't we playing with them?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, our next show's with them. And then question number 5. Who or what inspires you to write songs?
Oh, man, easy. Just anywhere from Atomic Age horror all the way to 1980s like niche horror. That's where I think about when I'm writing what I'm writing.
Yeah, I think of like low budget B movies, monster flicks, B films, gore flicks. Yeah, that's me. What about you?
Same, and then a little bit of culture, like getting wasted, not knowing where you are.
Breakups.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And the old music, the old music that embraced horror, like Hazel Adkins, all these weird offshoots that really didn't fit in with the time they're from. Just as you get into the horror stuff and you're into music and you find these weird things, when you find those old songs, those are great.
We always have this like kind of almost like it's like a running theme through a lot of the songs where you have this psycho and you have the damsel in distress. you kind of have those two things, so it gives it a little bit of a sexually charged feel to the horrorness in it.
I was about to say we bring a little more sex appeal to the music.
It's because I'm so fucking sexy.
I have to say, I wrote Outlaw, a Western vampire song, before Danzig wrote his movie. All right? Motherfucker ripped me off.
Before Wesley Snipes did his too.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the gallows or whatever the fuck it was.
I go off life experiences, stupid shit that I do throughout the day. Most of my shit's about women. Shockingly, I'm a Jew, so I love the women. I hate feeling like I want to kill them, but I really want to kill them 99% of the time. So I just, it's my manifesto in music is what it is. All right. Number 6 is, what are your songs about? We kind of just went through that.
Yeah.
Really about nothing except life experiences, good times, what we do. I mean,
Life experiences.
Pretty much. Yeah. Mixed. Yeah.
well, I mean, it's what comes up comes out.
Running through a hallway, trying to get your way away from some dude with a knife.
That happens
From
a
there,
lot in Cut and Shoot,
Having
Texas.
a party in a graveyard.
That actually happened numerous times.
Hearing the sound of a shovel against your head. The usual.
If we can ever
Finding a coffin that's big enough for like 2 or 3 people and partying that.
Yeah, dude.
It's funny enough, if we ever
Classic
having
cars?
another time. Well, classic cars,
Classic
yeah.
car.
I did have a 57 Chevy that was two-tone colors. It was red and white. And if we ever find the time to do like a good live interview, we could tell you numerous stories, but that's the gist of that one. Do you write your own songs? Discuss the songwriting process in detail. Okay, so that one is not hard to do. We come up with a good riff. Truly, when we're drunk as fuck and we're in practice and we come up with a damn good riff, we write that riff out. We come up with the rest of the song to a point, and then somehow we throw lyrics on top, and it just works. It's like,
Or like you'll spend a day obsessing over a phrase or a movie that you really want to translate into a song, or you just hear a catchy riff that you've got to just, you're slamming your head against the wall to just get out there. But yeah.
I had a creative writing teacher in high school that said sudden inspiration was a myth, and she's full of shit. A song will just shoot into my head. I don't know how it fucking happens. The coolest thing about Zombilly is I had a lot of songs I wrote for the ghost stories, and they're like, I just don't feel like it's ghost story material. And I showed it to them, and they liked it, and they worked it out. And they have this kind of motto that shocked me. They're like, if you write a song, you have to sing it. And that makes our band like really unique and really confusing for sound guys, because we all sing lead at one point. And Cody's back, and he's got some good stuff coming up. So I mean, it's all hands on deck. Everybody's writing. It's great.
So question number 8, what have you released so far, and what can someone expect from your works? As far as an actual release, we have yet to release any kind of EP or singles, but we did do a recording, 15 songs in a storage unit with no sound. It was just all thrown out there.
That is about as DIY as you get.
Yeah,
And it worked really well for a long time.
But why was it like that? Y'all were so busy playing shows,
We were playing
you could never get in the
so many
studio.
shows. Yeah, no, there's no way we could have gotten to a studio. We actually had an option to go and record in Willie Nelson's studio, and we were playing almost every weekend, and we just couldn't get to it at that point. Now we're kind of in that same scenario, but I think we're smarter now. We're going to step back and go ahead and record.
Well, it wasn't almost every weekend. From what I remember, it was Friday night. We'd get off our fucking day jobs at 5 o'clock, either have to drive to Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, which is, each one of those is roughly 4 hours to 3 hours, depending on what time you get off work. Play a show, then drive back to do another show on Saturday night. Sometimes there was those Sunday shows, and it was I'm not knocking it because, I mean, exposure, right?
Right.
Exposure.
Well, we do have some stuff available on Spotify too. So
Yeah.
on all platforms.
On all-
Yeah.
All
The hard
what
part
are
now-
platforms?
All platforms.
What are platforms?
Like different
Spotify and-
Spotify, what is SoundCloud? We also have it. It's available on Instagram if you're trying to post a
Okay.
reel,
Social media, okay,
Facebook, social medias. Yeah. So
All right.
I'd say the problem now is that between the four of us, we were talking about our songwriting process. We have so many songs now. We have about close to 3, maybe 4 albums.
I'll go 5 albums, pretty much. Yeah, dude, you're absolutely right.
We do.
And we do have plans to go re-record some of our, well, not I say re-record, to truly record our older songs. And yes, we have plenty of new songs, which happens to be, do you have any new music in the works? Every time we come to rehearsal, every time we get together, there's always something new that we come up with, and may not be finished, but by the time we finish it, yes, we have new songs in the works. Always. And then it says, how about playing shows and touring? Have anything planned out? So that's a difficult one. Yeah, we have some shows coming up in Texas. Touring, I think we would all love to do something similar to that. We did get lucky enough to do multiple little, what is it, the Texas Triangle, Austin, Dallas, San Antonio, Houston. We played numerous shows like that, but anything out and about. We did get offered to go play Croatia back in early 2000s.
England.
And England. But at the time, our other members getting married, having kids, jobs, it wasn't it wasn't in the cards at the time. Yeah, life got in the way. But as Jeff Goldblum says, life finds a way. All right. What plans do you have for future as a band?
it's a good one.
Now we're gonna get deep, and I may cry.
Plans in the future?
Recording.
We're definitely
Recording.
recording. I'd like to get into some film.
Yeah.
What kind of film? OnlyFans doesn't count.
Whatever works. Exposure.
Zombie
Hey.
feet market is hot right now.
it is.
Zombie feet. So I gotta throw this in there, and hopefully I can type all this shit out when I'm not, rushed for time. But thanks to Tucker, or excuse me, Bloody Holly, the new drummer of the band, he did get Zombie into a low-budget horror film produced here from Jack Rhodes Productions out of Austin, Texas, called Mr. Hell. We actually have a song credit on a major motion picture, which is really cool. And then we did get wrapped up with another film that was called Necrophobia, and now it's called something else. I have no idea what it was called now.
I don't know what they call it now, but it was Necrophobia.
Yeah, so we have some songs, and 2, 3. Were you in that with us? Or
I wasn't in that one. I was in another one the same guy did. I don't.
Okay.
It's some kind of like slaughterhouse, like some dude slasher killing people at a rave.
Pretty much it was the same thing, but it was filmed at one of the clown haunted houses here that pops up every Halloween in Houston, Texas, and we're actually in a film somewhere, somehow. Terrible acting, I am sure, but that's that'd be that. I don't know. What do you think? That'd be cool to continue.
Yeah, do our own film promos, videos, and everything. Killian here has a film degree,
Cillian.
and Ivan's dead son does film in Austin, so that
And Danny Casket does porn on OnlyFans, but I'm not going to link it up on here.
he does porn on Jerry
Rams.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, you got to have the fucking devil lock to get my cop. No, that would be fun. And
Kick-ass
then-
merch and stuff too.
So merch, we're redesigning the logos, we're redesigning sticker ideas. I mean, we don't have a ton of money to just go drop to have, 10,000 fucking shirts made at one point in time. But, we're working on that. And then the last question is, where can we listen to your band and where can we buy your stuff? Everywhere, apparently on all platforms, which I'm sure y'all would understand what platforms are. I have
Social
no
medias. Mostly Spotify, SoundCloud.
I think we actually still have a Cafe
It's on
Press.
Pandora.
Yeah.
We're on Pandora?
Yeah, we're on all of it. Everything. Absolutely everything.
It never comes up on my playlist.
It's there.
I'm going to have to search Zombie on Pandora. I think we still have a Cafe Press.
I don't know. I have no idea.
But we do plan on creating more merch, new merch. Tucker is Bloody Holly is the brains behind all that. He works at a place where that becomes possible, be it screen printing, be it flyers, be it stickers, be it buttons. His wife is a big proponent for making all kinds of stuff for us as well, so that's very helpful.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.